hoopers, Sarah the Vegan Hooper here. Today I want to do a tutorial on a move called the front waist wrap. It looks like this. It is very fun to do. I see a lot of girls doing this behind the back waist wrap, but I never see anyone really do the front waist wrap, and it's a shame because it is so beautiful and it's very fun. So when I first learned this, there were 2 tutorials out there, and it took me a while, but once I got it, I wished that I would have known these things that I'm going to tell you. Hopefully they'll help you, because it would have helped me get the trick much faster. So if you know how to do hip reels, you'll be able to get this trick down quite easy, because the hand that is led by the pinky on your waist wrap, which is my right hand. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to do waist wraps, but the hand that is led by the pinky does a awkward movement that feels weird on your hand at first if you're not used to doing this. Hooping Mad calls it the penguin, but if you keep a loose grip, you'll get this trick in no time. So good luck. I really hope you can learn this, because I get a lot of compliments on it. It looks so beautiful. You could add it to your repertoire and get a lot of compliments. Good luck. Let's jump into it. Mwah. Okay, so because this move is so quick, I want you to be able to keep track of the hoops. So in my left hand, we'll have the light hoop, and in my right hand, we'll have the reddish hoop, okay? Right, red, left, light, blue, okay? So I'm going to start with the tough hand, which is the right hand. For this trick, you start on your right side with both hands and you end on your left side. So with your right hand, you're going to start here. You are going to lead with your pinky the whole time, okay? Leading with your pinky. There are no surface switches. There's no thumb to finger surface switches at all. So it's good for new twin hoopers. So led by the pinky, you're going to smear it behind you and do a weave behind you. Led by the pinky, you're going to bring the hoop up and then bring it in front of you. It's like a weird figure 8 that you are doing with the hoop. Led by the pinky the whole time. So if you start by bringing it behind you, led by the pinky, and then you're leading it with your pointer finger once you come in front of you, you are doing this move wrong. Bring behind you, and then bring up. So you're going to bring behind you, push the hoop up. Now the hoop is in an awkward spot. You're sort of going to let the hoop fall in front of you. Fall in front of you. It is much easier if you, just for this move, if you do an OK sign, put your hoop in the middle of it, and then try to get this move down. If you do have this move down, congratulations, because that is the beginning of hip reels on one hand. You just brought it behind you, and now it's in front of you. Your hand is in an awkward curled position. The wrist is sort of facing forward, and it just feels like a mute, and it just doesn't feel right. From here, you're going to make a rainbow shape, like a circle, okay? So from here, awkward, do a rainbow circle, and now your wrist is facing forward. Then you're going to drag the hoop behind you. You are still leading with your pinky, and you're going to do a weave behind your waist. A reverse weave led by the pinky, okay? So all together, this is my right hand. It has the red hoop. It's leading with the pinky. It's going to go behind, in front, drag, behind. led by the pinky the whole time. Once you get this move, you can make that rainbow circle less dramatic, okay? It'll look more like this. So let's move on to the left hand. If you can't get the right hand, try the left hand because it is much easier. So loose grip, no surface switches, led by your pointer finger the whole sequence, okay? So you're going to start up like this. Led by the pointer finger, you're going to drag the hoop behind you and weave behind your hip. Okay, so from here, your wrist is facing forward. You're going to do the rainbow circle just like the other hand, okay? So behind, wrist in front, rainbow. Now your hand is in an awkward spot like your right hand was before the rainbow, except this is after the rainbow. So to get out of that, you're going to drag the hoop behind you and still leading with your pointer finger, you're going to weave behind your back. Then you're going to bring it up and you're back to start, okay? So you do the rainbow and then you drag behind your back and weave. Okay? So it's easier to do it quicker. Once you get it, make the rainbow a little less dramatic. So, once you practice both hands by themselves 100 times, then you should be able to put this together. For this move, my left hand has the blue, my right has the red. Your right hand is going to lead the whole time. And the left hoop will be chasing it the whole time, okay? So just remember that if you stop in the middle of the sequence and somehow the left hoop is leading all of a sudden, then you are doing it incorrectly and go back to the start, okay? Also, doing this move quickly helps. If you try to slow it down and break it down like you do with most tricks you're learning, it'll just be a mess because your hands are in such awkward places most of the time that once you stop it, the hoop won't curl the way you want it to when it's moving fast. So you'll begin with your hoops up like this, okay? The right hand is led by the pinky. The left hand is led by the pointer finger. The right hoop, which is led by the pinky, is going to lead. It is going to do the weird penguin thing and start by weaving behind. Once you're about to weave it in front of you, you're going to bring your left hoop in and weave behind while you're finishing the weave in front of you, okay, with your right hand. So right hand goes first. Once it goes behind, bring the other hoop in front to weave. Now you are in an awkward position. Your wrists are crossed and your wrists are sort of facing forward. You're going to do the rainbow movement now, but your right hoop always leads. So rainbow, rainbow, you're chasing it. And now you're crossed again, but you're in opposite hands are on top. Your hand that has been leading the whole time, led by the pinky, is now going to weave first behind the back. As it's coming forward, you're going to drag your other hoop and lead it and weave it behind you. Okay? So once you get to here, wrists crossed, you're going to weave it behind, weave it behind, and you're back to start, okay? So I know that sounded confusing. I will do a slow-mo on it to help you, but just remember that you should probably try this quick, and you need a loose grip. Do not be holding your hoops like King Kong, okay? It won't work because you need wrist movement and flexibility for this trick. And when you hold your hoops loose, your wrists are able to move more freely. So, right hand leads, weave behind, then weave this one behind. Now your wrists are crossed, rainbow, rainbow, wrists are crossed, weave, bring up, weave, bring up. So when you do this fast, I notice that the left hand, which is following, it sort of does remember I told you it does the rainbow and then you drag it behind you? While your right hoop is weaving behind you, that's when you're really dragging it, okay? And you're sort of doing the weave kind of wide, so it's not tight. Like it's not right on your hips when you first learn this trick. Later on, once you clean it up, that's a whole different story, because when I first started this move, I started with my hands way up and my hoops would be like this, okay? Now that I've been doing this for years, I try to really tighten it up and try to keep my wrists as close as possible. I looked back on my Instagram at me doing this move when I first learned it, and it didn't look as cool as it does now because it is tighter now. So if you can just get this first part, but you can't get the second part, that's okay. You are so close, okay? Just always practice the front, or practice the right hand, practice the left hand, practice the first part you can get, and then eventually practice the second part and you'll get it. So I hope that you could understand this. The tutorials that I watched said in front, behind, in front, and I was like, what does in front mean? And so hopefully this rainbow sort of helps you and the dragging helps you, because it is such a beautiful move. I will show you the slow motion. Thank you for watching. God bless, peace, and happy hooping. Mwah. Oh yeah, I almost forgot the most important part. This is called a waist wrap, which means you are doing it on your waist. So if you do not move your waist out of the way, there's a good chance in the beginning you will not be able to get this. So make sure that when you start on your right side, you push your hip to the left, and then you go to the middle and straighten out, and then you finish on the left side, so you push your hip out to the right side. It makes sense, huh? Okay, on to the slow-mo.